Good evening to everyone, and good morning to Ravi. And guys, on the behalf of Globalizers, I'm welcoming all of you as far as this webinar is concerned. The webinar has, so many objectives. The idea is definitely talk about San Jose State University, but more importantly, to share with all of you one very immensely successful story, very close to my heart, the story of Ravi with all of you. How he did, how he went to states, his all circumstances. And he went to San Jose State, and of course, he would be able to tell you about San Jose State and the benefits of location and the course and everything. And before we really move ahead, I just have two basic technical information. The form is there in the chat box. And because we work officially with San Jose State University, we represent them throughout the country. You can fill that form, and then you might be able to win an application fee waiver for fall 2021. That fee waiver is only valid for fall 2021. And if it gets disconnected in between, do not go anywhere. We'll fix up and we'll be right back. There may be some Wi-Fi and maybe light issues, electricity issues, and everything. So let's get started. We have some questions for our honorable guest, Ravi. So Ravi is from definitely India, from Indore. He did his bachelor's degree from SJSU and then went to United States for master's. And Ravi, first of all, thank you so much for chipping in. I can understand it's an early morning for you there, but you being a great ambassador as far as study abroad is concerned. And maybe the best beginning that you introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Prashant sir, for inviting me for this webinar and giving me this opportunity. So I am Ravi Limbodia. I am from Indore, as sir mentioned. I currently I work as a software engineer in PayPal. I did my master's from San Jose State University in software engineering major. I did it from 2015 to 2017, and from then I'm working with PayPal. Before that, I also worked in India for a couple of days, for a couple of years, for the company called Mindtree in Bangalore, and I did my undergrad actually from Medicaps.
I'm
And
sorry, Ravi. I
oh
missed
no,
on that. My bad.
yeah, so that was also in computer science. So I was actually waiting for my joining in for Mindtree, and at that time I decided to give the GRE and contacted Prashant sir. I joined Globalizer at the time. Then I prepared for that. I prepared for since I had like full time for like my entire day. So I did preparation for about like 4 to 5 months, and then I gave my GRE at the time. I did not have any plan to come to US and do my masters at the time. I just wanted to have some industry experience first. So I said myself like, okay, let's just give the GRE and basically keep the score for now, since it's valid for 5 years, and then whenever I would like to go, then I can go. So that was the start point. I still remember that the very first day when I met Prashant sir, he totally convinced me to do GRE and basically go for masters. But yeah, that's how like I started with my journey.
Excellent. And I think one of the messages from whatever Ravi said right now is a lot of people decide to take up work experience, right? And nothing wrong in that. It rather makes you a better professional in, computer science or an IT professional. So I think Ravi utilized his final semester in the best possible way. He kept his GRE score, and he knew that once he's into the IT company, it would not be easy to prepare and concentrate on academics, by far. And the moment he thought that he's prepared for an MS, he right away, started the whole application process. So, and as Ravi told, Ravi went to San Jose State University, which is in Silicon Valley, and that's where Ravi and San Jose, these are the two central agendas as far as the webinar is concerned. Can we have the next slide? So, just to tell you a little bit about this amazing company, and I'm proud to be a part of it. the globalizers. It's just Indore-based study abroad consulting. More than 10 years. We got to correct the slide request to my team. It's 13 years now. More than 5,000 students right across the globe. Of course, maximum are in US. And we are American International Recruitment Council certified. That's a rare tag that not many companies have. This really allows us, and this really certifies that how we are equipped to help students for United States. And just to recap, what kind of work we do, you have a back-to-back 3-year claim to fame admits, as I call them. So everywhere, 500-600 students we are recruiting for various universities, and that's where the things from the top start. Sparky Birda went to Harvard, Kanupriya went to Harvard, and Indrayud went to MIT. And then, of course, many other Ivy Leagues and other schools. So we would love to help you and solve you with any query as far as study abroad is concerned, GRE, application consulting. It's a long journey for everyone, 1.5 to 2 years, sometimes even 3 years. And you have so many doubts in the whole process: finances, scholarships, job opportunities, US versus Canada, IELTS versus TOEFL, GRE versus GMAT, and whatnot. So that's where the right guidance, would make a lot of difference as far as this entire journey is concerned. I hope you guys are filling up the form which is in the chat box. Next slide. Let's move on to the next slide. Right. So, of course, Ravi was an engineering student, and of course, Medicaps is a pretty renowned name in Central India. And from what was the tipping point, Ravi, that you really decided to that I'll go for study abroad, and maybe I might focus on USA. So was during the work ex that you realized, or you had something right in the bachelor's that you had prepared your mindset for?
Yeah, I think so. I would start with the study abroad thing, right? So, in my bachelor's, I did not thought about like should I go for study abroad or my masters. The only thing I was thinking is to get a job, get a placement, and have some industry experience. But since the circumstances were such that the Mindtree joining actually got delayed for like 1 year, and I had nothing to do in that 1 year, so I basically kind of gave it a shot and prepared for the GRE. So that's how all it started, and then I get like a decent score in GRE. So I said like, okay, I would basically keep it for now, and let's see, let's join the industry and see how the things happen there. So then I joined Mindtree and I worked for a couple of years there. And then I realized that being in the IT industry would basically limit in some sense, because then you have like a dedicated project to work on, and then you have like very specific skill set that you can work on. But I always wanted to improve my technical knowledge and like have more of my technical knowledge. I always wanted to surround with technology. So that's basically made me realize that I should go for my master's. Since I already have the GRE score in my pocket, I can utilize it. I just started preparing for TOEFL and just started filling up the applications. And USA was like no doubtly was the first option in my mind for my master's, because I was in computer science background and I was also having a development project in Mindtree. So I had like a lot of inclination about USA, and everyone I think would agree here that USA is still like the number one land of opportunities in the world, especially in the field of software engineering. So that's how I decided to go to USA. And I think after like 5 years living in US now, I can say that the decision was really good. I could now find the differences between like the country that other countries and like USA. Everything is like system driven here, so you don't face any kind of discrimination or any kind of uh, I mean, if you work hard here for a particular thing, you will definitely achieve it. You will get it. There is nothing, an external force, which basically stops you doing that. That could not be a condition for other countries. So that's what like basically justified my decision to come here, and I got the opportunities on you know on the right time, and I worked really hard to go to grab those opportunities, and that's how I landed up in PayPal, and working throughout here. So yeah.
Great. So I think I want to summarize is the right place. That means the land of opportunities and the hard work. Probably these are the two things. If they meet, or if there is a synergy in these two things, then I think the success is definitely inevitable. And let us know how the PayPal story happened. Did you do an intern or got a confirmation later on, or you applied separately? How was the selection process happen? How did you get the job?
Okay. Sorry, I think your question was cut down. So the question that how did I get my full-time job?
Yeah, maybe what we want to do, move on to the next question. Let's go to the next question. Okay, yeah, let's focus on San Jose State. Yeah, I mean that's fine. We'll come to the job in next question. How was San Jose MS software engineering experience, or was it computer science, Ravi?
It was software engineering for me.
Software engineering, and how was San Jose, SJSU experience? And Ravi, there is a lot of myths regarding San Jose to the students. Students are used to seeing these rankings, and when they see US News and QS, they don't see San Jose. And then they ask us, then how did you recommend San Jose, and what is the premise for that? So it will be best when we hear from you.
Yeah, I think, yeah, even I had the same questions in my mind when I applied for San Jose State University. But I think the experience was really good. What I would say is, in US generally the universities like does matter to some extent, but not entirely. So if you doesn't matter which university you are doing your MS from, if you do it in the right way, you put your hard work in that, you will end up getting a good job, um, in a good company. So, and having admission in SJSU have a lot of advantages. First is the location, of course,
Oh.
because it's in the Silicon Valley, and like before pandemic, all the companies like basically prefer the local student first. So if you go and apply for internship or full-time jobs, and you say that you are based out of Bay Area, they will give preference to you, because the companies have to give like relocation and all those stuffs to the come from outside. So in that sense, you give in the interview. And then the second thing is that in San Jose State, all the professors, most of the professors are actually working in the industry. So you can go to Google, Microsoft, and the big companies like that. And you basically then get an exposure. So the kind of projects that you work on during your coursework would basically give you a chance to actually experience the real time or the real world problems, and how to solve them at a very scalable way. So that makes a lot of plus points and weightage when it comes to SJSU software engineering program. um, Also, the third thing I would like to say is, like that is applicable for all universities in general. Which I also liked about it, is like very practical centric curriculum. uh,
Mm-hmm.
so you would basically, like in India, we used to have like a lot of theory in B, and then we just end up like writing 3-4 pages answers and get the marks in the final exam and just like get it. That is not the case here. So you have to work throughout your semester. You have to do assignments, weekly assignments, your projects, your research projects in every subject that you get. So it's basically the entire journey of the semester that is counted. And it's not just the final exam. Final exam marks are just like 10 to 20% of weightage in your final grades.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically measures your potential and your knowledge about that particular course. um, and like since I said, like all the professors are like working in real time in real companies on real projects. So they know like what are the actual problems they face, and they basically give you a project to solve. So you will get an understanding very early, so you become industry ready if you graduate from San Jose State. And yep, and then the more one more thing I would like to add here for San Jose is uh, it has its peak location in
Hmm.
Silicon Valley, and apart from that, it also provides three CPTs, which is your curriculum practical training. So
Oh,
which you can do. So out of three, one is full time. You can do it during summer, and then two other is part time. So you can do like in your third and fourth semester. So that's how I basically did in my PayPal as well. So I started as summer intern. I did a full time 3 month summer internship, and then I extended it for part time for entire 1 year. So
wow.
I
Okay.
yeah, so it basically count your CPTs and you actually work in the same team, the same type of project. So that's a really good part, and there are very limited number of universities in US who has such kind of policy. So yeah, having the location right, and having the the three CPTs would really make a difference here.
Great. And since you just mentioned that there is a lot of practical application, industry-related stuff that people do. So maybe if you had that work experience with you, was that an added advantage? Or of course you had freshers also in your class. So fresher were also able to cope up, or you had a certain advantage because you had work experience.
uh, I would say like you get like +1 if you
Okay.
have a even development experience in India. And like it should be like relevant to your field or whatever you do. So mostly you have to do like coding stuffs here. So if you have like that Java or like front end technologies experience, development experience in India, I think that would give you an edge when you do your projects here in masters, because those projects are like same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically know and you have the context of how to go for a problem. So that gives you an advantage of having an experience. But I saw that like a lot of freshers also did really good job. They
Mm-hmm.
uh, taught themselves online and through professors in class, and they performed really well. So I mean it's all on you. Once you come here in US and start studying and enrolling for the courses, I think it's basically your hard work that how much you can grab.
Amazing. And I really feel this because I think another point that maybe you also wanted to mention, it was very economical also, San Jose State.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you compare with other universities, it is like average, or I would say like below average. So and that would be a really good sign, because first thing that you can get the internships and job very easily. I would not say easily, but I mean
Mm.
you have a lot of opportunities, so you can have to grab one. And like you can basically as I said. I did my internship, extended internship, right? So in that, I covered my entire living expense and even my tuition fees for the third and fourth semesters. So yeah, it's definitely an advantage.
That's great. And I think you grabbed a job which is probably as good as someone would grab after doing MSNCS from maybe USC or somewhere else. And you might have similar friends joining in, with you, with your recruitment from these schools or the top schools.
Yeah, even in my team here in PayPal, I have like people from UC Berkeley, people from CMU, people from MIT. So it's just like all. Even I have like a lot of folks in my team who are from IITs,
Oh, yes.
in IITs in India. So it's basically like once you get a job, once you get into a good company, you will get that all the great people to work with, and basically gives you a lot of chance and opportunities to improve yourself and learn a lot of things from those people.
Excellent point, Ravi. I mean, and that's where it probably squares everything the moment you are in the job and you are in the company. And then the
Yeah,
way you learn and the way you cope up with things.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, after entering to a company, it does not matter which school you are coming from.
Hmm. That's a wonderful point. Yes, next question. I mean, these are wonderful. This is a wonderful conversation going on. Can we have the next question, team? Yes. So probably this is what everybody would want to hear, and people Of course, you went in a non-Trump era. So, and nowadays, because of, of course, Trump is no more, though he is not ready to concede his defeat by by a stretch. But since Biden has come back, that's a different story. But the idea is people sometimes the students get this fear of applying to 800 companies, 500 companies. How does it happen, right? So and PayPal is one of the best places to work in the industry. So would love to hear, Ravi, your journey, in United States as far as job hunt is concerned.
Yeah, definitely. So I think whatever people hear about applying for so many positions is true. It is a very hectic and hard process to get a job in US. Even though you do like a lot of hard work, you do whatever you can in your courses, but it's still difficult. You'll have to face like a series of interviews which are pure technical and coding if you're going for a software engineering role, um, and you have to crack them basically. So for me, I started my searching for internship in my like second semester, or you can say end of my first semester. So in the first two semester, I concentrated more on my projects and my coursework, that what type of subjects I'm selecting, I'm enrolling to, and it also depends on like the professor of that subject, like how the professor gives the projects, what type of work he assignments he gives. So that basically builds up your resume in the first two semesters.
Hmm.
And once you have a strong resume, of course the experience in India also worked a little bit, but once you have a strong resume, you can then start applying online to those companies. I did the same way. I during my entire first semester break and in during the second semester, I applied close to 800 positions for internship, summer internship, and
That's great.
y- basically then out of those, you would basically get around 30 to 40 calls back. Uh,
Okay.
and So here the process is like you get a call back, and you have to go through like first round of interview, which is an online coding interview round, where you have
Hmm.
to solve a coding problem online and submit it. Then you have a first level of filtering that happens, and out of that, you like there are 10% chances that you hear back again from the recruiter. So I got like around 30 to 40 calls, and like gave my coding interviews. After that, I got around 10 calls for the phone screening. So the next round is the phone screening round, which can be like one round or two round depending on the. And once you clear that, then you'll have to go to on-site. Nowadays, there's no on-site. You basically have to do a video, interview. But at my time, it was like on-site again, couple of rounds or three rounds of coding interview. Again, depends on your company and the team that is hiring. So for me, uh, when I applied online through PayPal, I did not know anyone, so did not have any referral or anything. So I just
Okay.
applied online on the intern position, and like one of the engineering manager actually picked up my resume. She liked it very much, so she directly emailed me, saying that yeah, we are interested to interview you. Uh, then we basically scheduled an interview, and I gave my first round of interview. I was expecting like it went really well. It was more on my project that I have worked on in my courseworks and in my India experience. Based on that and some of the coding questions, it went well. After a week, I heard back from her that the intern position that she was hiring to is now closed, so she cannot
Oh.
move forward. Um, and I was very disappointed at that time because I have put so much hard work for that
Hmm.
internship. I was some other applying for some other jobs, internship, but yeah, I mean it was like in process. Then after about a month, so this is all happening in my second semester.
Second
Um,
semester. Okay. Yeah, because
yeah,
you wanted to have an intern ready, right? Yes.
right. So after second semester, you get like if you join in fall, you get like summer internship after two semesters.
Correct. Yes.
So that's what all going on. Then after a month, I emailed her again for just checking back if the position is reopened. And in that email I mentioned like whatever the things that I'm doing currently in my project, which is one of my course project. And that was like I was trying to solve a really challenging problem in the software engineering field in that project. So I mentioned all those things in that email. I formatted it really well and then sent out to my to her. And then after a couple of days she replied that okay, the position is reopened and you we wanted to like proceed further with the interview. So I'm not sure like if that having like adding an additional context about my current work and how I could contribute to the team
Mm-hmm.
made the sense and would basically reopen the position. I feel like yeah, that would give an advantage, like the person is really interested to working with you, to the manager. And then I went through again a couple of coding interview rounds for my internship, and finally I got a call from recruiter that I have been offered in summer internship with PayPal. So yeah, that was really relief and really kind of achievement for me, because I have never thought that okay, I would be working with such a big company. um, and yeah, then I did my summer internship after my second semester ends for 3 months. I worked really hard during my summer internship, I would say, because I wanted to convert it full time. And I built like an entire like production level application which was used by the internal team
Mm-hmm.
by my parents. So like the entire team was really impressed and they offered me a full time job at the time. So after my second semester and the internship, summer internship, I got my full time offer letter from PayPal. And then since the SJSU had a policy of two extra CPTs, which I could do part time, I told my manager that I can also extend some of the functionality of this application if I work part time. So she was okay with that, and I just got approval from SJSU, and I extended my internship part time in my third and fourth semester. So I basically did the entire 1 year internship, and then I graduated in 2017 and joined as full time. So yeah, that was the entire journey. And having an advantage in SJSU, like having the two CPT is the really like advantageous thing that worked for me.
That even, I wasn't really aware of it. I was aware of the internship, but then you actually, worked part time for the company for one entire along with your,
Yeah,
San Jose State.
yeah, yeah. So
Wow,
I used
wow.
to go to office for 3 days, and then the rest 2 days I had classes. So yeah, that's how the
Of
entire
course, apart from
yeah.
making a lot of money, but then, money making is a separate part because you had a job. But that's the best use of second year. I mean, Ravi, that's amazing.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate that I got that opportunity. And I
And lot many schools do not approve this, and even companies, sometimes companies are ready to take you, but only northeastern and maybe, San Jose like schools have those co-op kind of policies. This is fantastic. So a huge advantage of two additional CPTs, because I'm sure San Jose would not have a problem as long as companies, letting you work for 20 hours.
yeah, it's all like you can do it legally. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. You get the approvals, you get the entire support from the college and in the company. So that was
And
really
I
good.
think if somebody else in your position, he might have probably given up on, after the first rejection. But you kept on, doing a project, and you again hinted them that, I'm solving something complex, something challenging. I think this might have really impressed them. So wonderful journey. Congratulations, Ravi, for the way you did it. It's marvelous.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think I mean if you get a rejection from like I got rejection. I applied for 7 to 800 positions, right? I got rejection from like 799 positions, but I got selection from one. Like so, I mean, if you get
Exactly.
discouraged from the rejection, then nothing would go in your way, right? So you have to keep trying and just iterate yourself.
Great, fantastic. And I think that's what probably every MS student in US or anybody who studies in US, they all apply to this much of companies. you just get more interview calls because you are in Bay Area, right? You know, but hitting that one shot is always never easy. One has to be really behind that.
Yeah,
Great.
you have to work with that one shot, done for you.
Great. I hope applicants are, filling the form, because if they don't fill the form, they'll not be eligible for San Jose application fee waiver for 2021 fall intake. So moving on to the next question, Ravi. I think, yeah, I mean, the moment somebody's from computer science, and it's difficult to really shake them that you go for any other field, right? But I have been able to convince everybody that okay, for San Jose and maybe one more, a couple of other, कि आप यहाँ पे software engineering के लिए apply कर लो, right? Because CS is a small class that's very unpredictable to get the admission, whether you, irrespective of the fact that you have a profile or not, right? So CS and SE at SJSU, this is a very common doubt for all of them, because I sometimes deny that no, don't take a chance, because if you get denied from CS, earlier, there was a rule on policy that okay, if you're not getting into CS, you get a SE. But then these days, SE also gets filled very quickly because it has got popular over the years. So how do you see both the courses in terms of curriculum and the opportunities?
Yeah, I think so. I would say that computer science in San Jose is more of a standard computer science program.
Uh huh.
Uh, it basically includes the courses like theory of computation, like somebody who is familiar with the computer science background. So it basically have like that core computer science subjects like DBMS, networking and algorithms and architecture and those kind of things. So it's more of covers the horizon of the computer science as a field. uh, but when you compare it with SE in SJSU, it is more of a specialized format. It basically concentrate on the best engineering practices that you can grab, and you can apply your computer science knowledge in building the large scale applications and
Mm-hmm.
scalable distributed systems. So it's more of a how the engineering works kind of thing in the software world, um, instead of just the fundamentals and like the core things. So it is that, and then it has like its own specializations that you can do. So you can do the specialization in like cloud computing and virtualization and data science and machine learning and deep learning. And if you're interested in testing and quality assurance, then you can do in that domain as well. So it basically gives you that very specialized thing that you wanted to pursue. For me, I always like, once I'm done with my undergrad in Indore, I always wanted to learn like very specific things that can help
Thanks.
me in software engineering. And I think SJSU was the best option for me when I was doing my research. So it basically um, gives you that advantage and gives you that platform to understand a particular field in a very deep level, and then pursue your job in that particular field. So I have a major in cloud computing and virtualization, which also really helped me in getting the job and like clearing up the interviews. uh,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I mean, that's like the main differences between the curriculum of computer science and SJSU. Of course, SJSU has a lot of seats in SE as compared to computer science, so it filled up very quickly, and people like whether they should apply for SE or CS. But yeah, I think either of them works fine. You don't have to worry about like if you're not getting in CS, if you're getting in SE or whatever. Yeah, and I think other thing is the opportunity wise. I think I don't see any difference between the two courses. It's all same thing. Like you apply for job, you basically build your resume well, yeah, and you crack the interview. So I don't see any difference or distinguishing between CS and SE for that point of view.
So probably, Ravi, I think opportunity-wise, I was also assuming that there would not be any difference. It's just, you might have to, apply as per your interest areas, and SC might give you an edge because it is super specific. Uh, does it limit your, like, applying horizon?
No, not at all.
Hmm.
It won't. And you know, even SC would have like the courses which are like right now hot in the market. So all the technologies, like you know, they have like recently added data science and machine learning as a specialization. It was not
Yeah.
there when I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like but not the specializations. But now they have added it based on the industry, how the industry is going, right? So it always gives you that advantage of learning the things which is currently going on, and that makes your resume very distinctive from other universities and you know other people, because you have that specialized skill set which the company is looking for, you know, in a particular time, um, and that's like the main distinguish factor.
Amazing. Great. So I think that's not a doubt anymore for everyone. Next question, team. Oh yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, you worked at Mindtree, which is not a bad company to say. It's a great company in India. I'm not sure how it's progressing at this point of time, but I read a book of Subrata Bakshi once upon, and he's a great author. So I could imagine that Mindtree is a good company. And then you worked in PayPal. Of course, there may not be any comparison, but work culture and how what is the difference, and what all you want to say here.
Yeah, I think I would not compare like company by company in this case, because both are really good company to start
Hmm.
with, and India has like so. I would basically say that um, like from the experience of my friends working back in India, from my own experience of couple of years in the service layer company, and then coming here and working for a product company. So it is like I would say here it's more flexible. People are you know, they don't care about whether you are leaving office early or you are like coming late, as far as you are delivering your work on time with quality. It's all that
Wow.
matters at the end of the day.
Mm.
uh, but I think in India you have like the strict you know, time policies and all those things. Uh, but yeah, that's the first point. The second would be the work life balance is really good here. So nobody would bother you over the weekend or any holiday. You would basically have your own time with family after working hours. Like you don't have to, you know, work or anything like that. I mean, it depends on situation as well. Like sometimes you have to work, but
Mm.
mostly it's not. Mostly over the weekends or like after work, it's all relaxing. So yeah, that's kind of a really good part about it, and I think it's applicable for all the product companies. I think as I can say, even in India also, it is applicable. um, Other thing would be like there are so many things here in especially like in the Bay Area companies, you will get to, you know, work on the cutting edge technologies, because they always keep, you know, updating their technology stack, and you basically, you know, learn quickly a new technology and just start working on it. So that's a really good advantage of working here in Bay Area especially. Um, then you have like a lot of perks having in the good company. Like you get unlimited paid leaves. You don't have to, you know, worry about I have like that much count of leaves, so I cannot like go or take leave or go for vacation. You just have to work with your manager and just don't abuse that policy and you're just good to go. So yeah, that's a good part. uh, there are some companies in like Bay Area where I know that it gives you an opportunity to candidate to you know, to work on a different project, to work on a different team, and to work on a different location for like 6 month period over a,
Mm-hmm.
you know, 2 or 3 years of span. And you then decide which location or which work or which team you like, and then you choose to work with that. So that's like a really good you know, platform where you can get to explore a lot of things within a company, and then you decide okay, what is the best suited for you. uh, so yeah, I mean, having such kind of policies in the companies would really make a difference, and basically gives you a satisfaction of you know, uh, how like the job satisfaction, you can say.
That's fantastic, and I think that's probably the extreme that you would see. Both are extremes, and India probably works in a very set pattern as far as almost every company is concerned. punching time and leaving time and those all issues. And here, because of the flexibility and the work culture and all the other positives, I think your deliverables also become with enhanced with a lot of quality stuff actually.
Yeah, definitely. I think it makes because if you are mentally stable, if you are not stressed
Mhm.
out, then you work like more productively, and you deliver like the quality products, right? So in India, I can understand that. Like I worked in service layer company, so I can understand like their policies, and they have to like show the to the client
Yeah.
their bill,
Mhm.
everything. So they have all those policies, which makes sense from them. But yeah, I think for the product companies in general, it's really good. So if you get to work in a product company in India, I think it would be really better.
Great, great. That's a wonderful, knowledge that we are gaining from you, Ravi. So, attendees can now have some questions posted in the chat box. We can have few questions after one or two questions, which we have to get inputs, from Ravi on those. And you can have your questions. We can take limited questions. And I hope you guys are filling up the form again because this form only will make you eligible for San Jose State university application fee waiver for fall 2021 intake. Can I have the next question, team? Yep. Kind of philosophical question, Ravi. Uh, but I believe for me, you changed the geographical coordinates. You're working in Bangalore or maybe, in India, and then you did masters and your coordinates of your current stay is in California, right? But of course, there was a time in between 5, 7, 8 years that it has passed on. What is the impact on life and on the career also? And of course, you are a married man, so family. So how actually you see the difference of that one decision that it took?
Yeah, I think that decision of studying abroad was really important for me, and it was very critical. It completely changed my lifestyle and like my life in general. I'm literally living my dream. So I'm basically from a very small village near Indore. So I did my like middle school from a government school, the middle education, and then being a Hindi medium student until
Wow.
12th, and from then there to working for a Fortune 500 company would be an impact on my life. Basically, I would say. So yeah, that decision was really critical, and I took a chance in my life, and I have no regret for that because that is what I have dreamed for, and which I am currently living. So yeah, uh, and even career wise also, like I got a really good upgrade in my career. I got to work with a lot of great minds, a lot to see all those great people personally, and talk to them personally, connect to them personally. So yeah, it makes a lot of difference in your overall thinking, and in your career wise also, it gives you a lot of advantage. So yeah, I would say that that would be the most critical and the best decision of my life.
Yeah, and I think I would probably want to give you a small clap because the way from the humble background that you came from and the way you kept yourself focused and the consistent progression that you made from engineering to work and then studying abroad and then working hard and that's what the result is. So guys, that's what Ravi definitely is an inspiration for all of us and for all of you who think that studying in Hindi medium is a big hurdle or coming from a small place is a big hurdle. I think, Ravi has proved all these things and shattered such mites, by a stretch. So that's a wonderful journey Ravi had. And I think uh, the moment he landed into the so-called land of opportunities or Bay Area or, San Jose or Silicon Valley, he just grabbed those opportunities, like anything. And today, the result is a very well settled family man living a life full of satisfaction, making a great career ahead. So that's what, as techies or anybody, whether you are in technology or not, that's what, you're looking forward. and uh, and the career is probably the most important thing for all of you, right? And I think that should give us the next question. Yeah, so yeah, we'll take the question after this, Ravi. Your small bits and pieces on final message for study abroad aspirant, and maybe you can just add a little bit of, that Trump thing affects or not. Of course, he's not there, but still, U.S. is U.S. That the same message that you still want to convey? And of course, our wonderful shared time, your experience with us.
Yeah, definitely. I think let me first take that politic question. So I think the Trump, I would say that it impacted a little bit in the past, like 1 year when he had some of the some of the executive orders for the students after the pandemic. But before that, it was not that much of problematic. And now since it's not there, so I think it's good to go. Even like the immigration wise, there are some policies which are getting refined, so which would get better hopefully in the future with the new new party in the command. So I would basically like to give the message would is basically just go for it. You have like one chance, and if you set your direction, and if you work really hard in that direction, you can achieve whatever you want. It does not matter what background you're from, or what is your current situation is. You have to have the determination, and that goal, it should be really clear. Like if you cannot set a very high goal, then you set a small goals and just work towards them. So if you can just get started, you will definitely achieve it. That would be my message to all the aspirants. And yeah, I think sir and Prashant sir and Globalizer is always there to help, and they helped me also in taking the right decision at the right time. So I am really glad that I got an opportunity to meet such people in my life.
Fantastic. Ravi, can we have some questions? One question that I saw in between the chats, Ravi, Shraddha wants to understand that what are the latest technologies? If you are a techie, then what specific technologies are really in right now? Or, such kind of a message. You are a senior software engineer now, so what kind of a message you will have for them?
uh, I think I would say that the if you see the technology wise, you would basically start learning about the machine learning and data science stuff, because data is the most important thing right now in today's world. And how you can extract the information out of data is really important, which is a data science. And apart from that, the AI stuffs which are coming in. So all the automations, like there are automatic cars which are coming in, self-driving cars and everything, it's all driven by AI. So I
Mm-hmm.
think future next 10 year would be more of these two fields, like the pure dominance of it. But like the core would remain same. Like you would still have the cloud computing, and your basic like technologies like front end technologies, and back end Java and everything would still be there. It would be applicable for different type of projects or different type of solving a problem. But yeah, definitely AI and machine learning and data science is the hot right now in the industry.
Cool.
And if you
And
want to go a little bit more, then you can go for crypto and blockchain, those kind of things, because that is also like coming up and having a very highlights in the market.
great. And what are these Node.js, AngularJS, and MongoDB? What are these?
Yeah, I mean, these are just like the frameworks which basically
Okay.
enable the back end and the front ends design and the UI experience. So they always keep evolving, they always keep changing. There are like big companies like Google, Facebook, they always come up with a new framework, and you can, if you like know the basics, you if you know the core, then you can learn these new things very quickly and work on them.
Naina, can you have Sanchit Agrawal's question?
Sure, sir. Yeah. So, as you have mentioned about assurance concentration in SE program, I have around 7 years of quality assurance experience in an IT industry, and I am currently into tech managerial role with little coding set and leadership skills both. Also, I am from a non CS IT background, and as I did BE in EI. So, what do you think SJSU SE program would be for me? Right priority, assurance experience, and what if I go for engineering management at SJSU?
Okay. I think if you have like the quality assurance and testing experience, 7 years is like really good amount of IT experience. I would suggest like yeah, you should go for SJSU because it has a specialization in quality assurance. I have seen people who have worked in India in testing, and they basically did their specialization in SJSU MS here in testing, and they'll basically end up having a job. So I would suggest like yeah, you should go for it, and having an experience in that field would really make a huge difference. You will find the things, and you will basically do the things very easily in the coursework. You will still have to do some sort of coding in your core subjects, so it's not just like quality assurance, it's a specialization. So you get to study like 3 or 4 subjects which are very specific to testing and quality assurance. But apart from that, you also have to do the core software engineering projects, software engineering courses. So yeah, you have to be ready for some sort of coding as well. I know that you don't have a CSIT background, but I think yeah, it does not matter. You can learn coding always, anytime.
Excellent, Ravi. And Sumit, I would want to answer this question. Is WES evaluation required? Everybody hates it. so, so WES evaluation is required. Fortunately, for undergrad, it is not required. If you are an UG aspirant, you can avoid it. But if you are a master's, student or master's aspirant, you have to get your WES evaluation done. So there is no doubt about that. And Sagar is asking, I'm from electronics and communication. What will be my chances for CS? So I think Ravi, that policy is still same. CS to CS. They are very strict about this.
Mhm.
And for software engineering, you can apply from any domain, I guess.
Yeah, I think yeah, you can do it, and I think SGST also offers something like computer engineering,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is like more of like the electronics and hardware and embedded systems. So if you have like EC background, you might want to look for that course.
Yeah, that's a great thing, and you might be able to get a computer science in other universities, but not at San Jose because San Jose has a rule of CS to CS. So you might want to take CS at other schools if you're really serious about computer science. Vaidehi has a question: if one has experience in big data in India, then what's better to go for, CS or SE? You're the best person for this, Ravi.
Um, I would say that if you are still interested, like if you have an experience in big data particular field, I would say that go for SE because it has like a specialization in big data and data science and analytics, and having a big data experience would really adds a lot of value. So yeah, I think you should go for SE in that case.
Great. Nana, what is Yash question is?
Sure, sir. Uh, Yash, okay. So Saint Jose is a just a minute. Yeah, San Jose great for CS and IT students due to its location, but is it great for mechanical students? What are the internship and job prospects for mechanical engineering graduates?
Um, I think I would be little hesitant to basically answer this because I have seen like people from mechanical engineering who are coming here for software engineering and CS admissions. But if you are in the mechanical field, it is good school. It has like a lot of good courses in the mechanical engineering, but I'm not really sure like what would be the job opportunities after that, because it's mostly occupied by CSIT and software engineering stuffs. But yeah, I think, yeah, you need to do some research. I'm not really sure about mechanical.
Yeah. So, usually it's computer science, software engineering, electrical and computer engineering, then engineering management. That's the popularity, chart
Yeah.
for San Jose. One student wanted to know East versus West. What is the difference in jobs and how easy it is, how it affects.
um, I think it does not matter as far as you are doing your hard work. It does not matter whether it's east or west. Having in west is having like a little bit of mental advantage of
Advantage.
having into the Bay Area and with the Silicon Valley coming from computer science background, then yeah, just a little bit of mental advantage. But otherwise, does not make any difference.
And maybe the climate and temperature keeps you
Yeah,
in good mood always.
that's up to you. Like however you want to, what extent you can bear the climate.
Great. Any other
Best.
question, Anna, that you want to take? Yes.
Yes, sir. So Shubham is asking this question: are internships from India counted as work experience?
um, it depends. It depends on the type of internship that you are doing and the organization that you are doing it in. If you are doing it in really good company, then yeah, it counts. And if you are adding like learning a lot of new things and adding a value to your profile from that internship, it counts. uh, Otherwise, yeah, it does not matter. Even like if you have experience in India which where you don't have like much of a relevant experience in development or testing or whatever, it does not like matter that much. uh, but yeah, having a good company internship would make a difference.
So relevant field, in the relevant field.
Yeah, it would be relevant. Yeah.
And Ravi, do you have any friends from EM program at San Jose, or do you know someone who did EM, and how is EM? Any ideas about the engineering management course? Because there is a lot of query coming in.
Yeah, unfortunately I have not any of my contacts doing EM, so yeah, I would not be a good person to tackle those questions probably.
Completely understood. Not a problem. So I think, I mean, of course, we had committed a certain time frame to Ravi, and uh, this is the time that I have to, from the bottom of my heart, I have to thank Ravi for his time. And I hope, because the monotonous routine of work from home, Ravi, you also must have enjoyed this conversation, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I was looking forward for this webinar when you connected with me. I was very excited for it and always wanted to, we couldn't do it in person much, but yeah, I mean, it was a really good, thought exchanging, and I really enjoyed this webinar. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everyone for giving your time in hearing me out. Yeah, if you can directly ping me on Facebook, I would be happy to answer any of your queries.
Great. Thank you, Ravi. And thank you, everyone. Thank you to the entire audience, almost close to 50 consistent audience. So that makes really, worth. And again, thanking Ravi for his time. And for all of the students, we will notify you how has your application fee waivers rolled out. And do visit, Globalizer's YouTube and Facebook page. It has so much of information. There are so many webinars and interviews which you recorded, and the way the ocean of knowledge that Ravi has shared. A lot of our alumni and a lot of professors also have been able to, share their knowledge in such webinars. So do follow us on our social media platforms, and we'll all connect with all of you very personally for your study abroad plans. So thank you to the audience. Thank you, Nana, so much for arranging this, making it a success. And Ravi, again, we connect later on maybe some other day on call. And congratulations so far. Super proud, and keep rising, mate.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you so much for adjusting your time according to Indian standard. And we are still getting questions. So we have noted down all the questions and we will be reverting you soon, most probably by tomorrow. So, yes, and you can also drop your queries on this given email ID or on our Facebook profile. We will be reverting you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Prashanta. Thank you so much, Ravi.
It was nice listening to Ravi after so long.
Yeah,
Have a
it
safe
was.
weekend. Have a safe weekend, Ravi. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Take care,
Yeah,
guys. Thank you. Good night. Bye.
Bye. Good
thank you.
night.
Bye.